Every day, millions of people follow routines that feel harmless, even ordinary. But hidden inside some of these habits are quiet risks that slowly shape the future of your health, energy, and independence. What makes these habits dangerous isn't that they cause sudden problems. It's that they work silently year after year, often without drawing attention. Think about the way you begin your mornings or how you end your evenings. The choices you repeat daily may be doing more to your body and mind than you realize. Some habits lighten your load, keeping you active and mentally sharp. Others, however, slowly drain your strength, one small decision at a time. And because the effects appear gradually, most people overlook them until the damage is already underway. But there is good news. The signs are always there, long before major issues appear. When you understand what these habits do to you, and how simple adjustments can reverse their impact, you regain control of your health. Today, we're looking at 5 everyday habits that might be quietly shaping your future. By the end, you'll know exactly what to watch for, what to avoid, and what to change. Starting right now. Most people don't notice how much of their day is spent sitting. It happens quietly. A few minutes on the couch, a short rest after lunch, an evening in front of the TV, until those minutes add up to hours. For many adults, especially in their mid-50s and beyond, prolonged sitting becomes a routine that feels comfortable, even deserved. But inside the body, something entirely different is happening. When you sit for too long, your muscles stop contracting the way they should. Blood moves more slowly through your legs, your heart works less efficiently, and your metabolism slows down. Over time, this can lead to stiffness, fatigue, swelling, and weight gain, all of which increase strain on your heart and joints. What makes this habit particularly harmful is how deceptively gentle it feels. You don't feel pain. You don't feel danger. You simply feel at rest. Consider someone who spends hours reading, browsing their phone, or watching TV. They may stand up only a few times a day, unaware that their circulation and mobility are gradually declining. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder it becomes to stay active. The simple solution isn't intense exercise, it's movement. Standing every 30 to 40 minutes, stretching your legs, walking around the room, or doing light household tasks can dramatically reduce the risks. Small steps truly protect your long-term health. One of the quietest habits that harms well-being isn't physical at all. It's emotional. Many adults slip into patterns of isolation or constant worrying without noticing when it began. A missed social gathering here, a canceled phone call there, and slowly the world becomes smaller. You may still function normally, but inside, stress begins to simmer. Emotional isolation doesn't always mean being alone. Sometimes it means feeling unheard, misunderstood, or disconnected even when people are around. When worries build up with no real outlet, the body releases stress hormones more often than it should. Over time, this steady drip of tension affects sleep, digestion, heart health, and mood. It can make ordinary challenges feel heavier and everyday decisions more draining. Imagine someone who used to enjoy chatting with neighbors or staying in touch with old friends, but now finds themselves avoiding conversations because it takes too much energy. They may think they're simply tired, but what they're really experiencing is the weight of unshared stress. The remedy isn't about forcing social interaction. It's about finding meaningful connection. A weekly call with a trusted friend, joining a small interest group, or even journaling can release mental pressure. It often starts with convenience. A small packet of chips in the afternoon, a sweet biscuit after dinner, or a quick sugary drink for an energy boost. These choices feel harmless in the moment, especially when life gets busy or energy levels dip. But the real issue with processed snacks is how quietly they become a routine. One treat turns into a daily habit, and before you know it, these foods start shaping your health more than your meals do. Processed snacks are engineered to be tempting. They're high in salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats, which cause sharp spikes and crashes in your blood sugar. Over time, this constant rise and fall leaves you feeling tired, craving more, and relying on quick fixes throughout the day. What makes this habit particularly dangerous is that it trains your brain to seek comfort in foods that give pleasure but offer almost no nourishment. Picture someone who grabs packaged snacks whenever they feel stressed or bored. They may not notice how often they're reaching for them, but their body does. With weight gain, inflammation, sluggish digestion, and increased risk of heart issues. These effects build slowly, often without clear warning signs. A healthier shift doesn't require giving up everything you enjoy. It simply means replacing one processed choice with a whole food alternative. Nuts instead of chips, fruit instead of sweets, or homemade snacks instead of packaged ones. Small swaps add up to big long-term benefits. Sleep is one of the most powerful tools your body has, yet it's also one of the easiest to disrupt without noticing. Staying up late one night, waking too early the next, or scrolling on your phone when you should be resting can gradually turn into a pattern. Even if you believe you're used to it, your body never truly adapts to inconsistent sleep. Instead, it quietly struggles to keep your systems balanced. When your sleep schedule shifts constantly, your internal clock becomes confused. Hormones that regulate appetite, stress, memory, and energy fall out of sync. Over time, this can lead to mood swings, forgetfulness, weakened immunity, and increased cravings for unhealthy foods. What's most concerning is how subtle these changes are. You may simply feel a little off without realizing that your sleep habits are the root cause. Think of someone who sleeps well for a few nights but then stays awake watching TV or worrying about the next day. They wake up tired, rely on caffeine, skip morning routines, and by evening they're too drained to relax properly. The cycle repeats, leaving the body no chance to repair and recharge. The solution isn't about sleeping longer. It's about sleeping consistently, going to bed and waking up at the same time, limiting screens before bed, and creating a calm nighttime routine can restore balance. A steady rhythm allows your mind and body to work in harmony again. Among all the habits that quietly shape long-term health, skipping regular checkups is one of the most overlooked. Many people avoid appointments simply because they feel fine, and it's human nature to assume that no symptoms mean no problems. But the body doesn't always send clear warnings. In fact, some of the most serious conditions develop silently for years before showing any noticeable signs. Routine checkups work like early detection tools. They reveal small changes in blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, or organ function long before you feel anything unusual. Catching these changes early gives you the chance to make simple lifestyle adjustments, often enough to prevent bigger issues later. But when appointments are ignored or delayed, those small changes grow quietly in the background. By the time symptoms appear, the problem may already be well advanced. Think of someone who postpones their annual screenings because they're busy or assume everything is normal. Months turn into years, and without realizing it, small warning signs go unchecked. What could have been corrected with minor changes now requires far more effort and attention. Checkups aren't just about finding problems, they're about maintaining control. A brief visit once or twice a year offers peace of mind, guidance, and a clearer picture of your overall health. It's one of the simplest ways to protect your future and stay independent longer.